2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
Very careful.
Yeah.
So I was giving him an example of, I said, Michael Jackson died of drugs. Whitney Houston, drugs. There's so many of them like that. You don't really see that in footballers. Because the clubs they are playing for, if you're on that high way of going the drug way, they drop you. Go. But with people who sing, is the voice. Once you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
You can hardly lose it. So there's nothing you have to do to keep that voice. So although they say don't drink cold water, but people still find a way around it. They write in song and stuff like that. But I still believe those record companies should have duty of care. Because if I'm a record company, right, and I know this young man has got talent. He can sing, he can write. And I know he can be in my record label for the next 30 years. Why shouldn't I protect him and hold on to that asset for that number of years?
Right.
I don't know. I feel record companies should have that in their whatever they do. And they should make sure they protect that asset they've got for longer years. But the most problem with songwriters and most is drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs. So they should have that duty of care and look after them.
Yeah.
But it's also a matter of choice. Record company might be trying their best to look after them. But do you know what they are doing when the record company is not there? The record company can be sending people after them everywhere they go. But with the footballers, people are watching.
Yeah.
And I also feel if a particular person who is with a record label is doing something that's contrary to what the record company or label company wants, they should just say, if you don't stick to this, then go.
Oh, they do that. They do
go.
record label.
I was also telling my son, I said, look, you've got a talent. When somebody's got a talent, that talent can be taken away from you. I told him the parable of the talent, 10, 5, and 1 talent. I said, the one that had 1 talent, he was told, look, take this one, do whatever you want to do. If you can double it, double it. He didn't do it. The other one that had 5 doubled it. The other one that had 10 doubled it. So this talent you've got, it could be talent for football, it could be talent for singing, it could be talent for anything. You have to hold it jealously. Hold it jealously and make sure this is my talent. I can be anything with this thing I've got. But if you don't hold it talently and doing contrary to the things that you shouldn't be doing, that talent will be taken away from you. I said it could be taken away from you, means it doesn't mean you won't be able to sing anymore. It could be the end to your life, just like this guy died.
Yeah.
When it's taken from you, that means you cannot use it anymore. It could be as a result of you're in prison somewhere. It could be as a result of you dying, taking drugs, or doing whatever.
Yeah.
So if you've got that talent and you know this talent is precious to you, hold it, guide it jealously, and use it well, or else it will be taken from you.
Yeah. You know, that's a very good point that you made. The discipline that exists in a football club, you know, where, you know, because they do tests, don't they? They do drug tests and you know, whatever tests. Yeah. So yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. So the next one that we was going to talk about, I don't really have that much information on it, but there's a referee called David Coote, or is it David Coote? Anyway,
David Coote.
David Coote. Yeah. Sorry. Coote. So David Coote, and he was recorded, you know, mouthing off and, you know, being really, really nasty about a certain football club, Liverpool, and I heard he's been fined £1 million. Now, I mean, this is a football referee, you know, so we're talking about a referee here. So my question is, this referee, is there any laws governing what referees can say outside their, you know, official duty time? perhaps, you know. It's
Can
freedom.
I come in? Can I come in there?
Yes,
So
please,
this guy is a referee, right? And works for the FA.
Oh yeah, okay.
Does he work for the FA? Right?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would be working for the FA.
Why sue him? Why sue him? Why not sue the FA that he works for?
Okay.
Saw Femi and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom, Dr. Glad.
Their, official duty time, perhaps, it's freedom.
Can I come in? Can I come in there?
Yes,
so
please,
this guy is a referee, right? And works for the FA.
Oh yeah, okay.
Does he work for the FA? Right?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would be working for the FA.
Why sue him? Why sue him? Why not sue the FA that he works for?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll sue the FA because he works for the FA. There must be ethics that he has to follow as an FA referee.
I think that was the FA. I think that was the FA fining him.
Okay, it's the FA fining, not Liverpool.
Yeah. No, not
all
Liverpool.
Right then. All right. Yeah. I'll take that then.
over to you, bro. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I've not heard about this £1 million fine. I don't know where that comes from because at the moment it looks like he'll be sacked. There's an inquiry going on.
It's been suspended.
And as I understand it, the background is that when he was refereeing some Liverpool games, he sometimes clashed with Klopp, with Jurgen Klopp, at the end of the game, in the sense that Klopp will come out a bit angry about different things, and as managers sometimes do. But that was nothing untoward happened there. But when this referee was being interviewed, and I think I'm not sure when it was. It might be a few months ago, even a year ago.
Yeah.
But he knew he was being recorded, which is what I don't quite understand. If it was some sort of interview, but basically, he was asked about Liverpool and Klopp, and he referred to Klopp as a obviously we can't say the word, but the C word a few times in this conversation, and the S025E4 word about Liverpool generally. And initially, when this came out a few days ago, David Coote denied that it was him. He said, no, he said, that's not me, I can't remember that. And people started to think, well, could it have been artificial intelligence, which of course can do things like that? But then it seems he changed his tune and he said, well, no, I think it was me, but I don't really remember what I said. Well, that may just be his way of admitting it was him.
Yeah.
So the problem that they've got with this, quite apart from it's a bit... it brings the referees into disrepute, is that if he's got a thing about Liverpool or about any club, if a ref has a negative on any club, then of course there may be bias, conscious or unconscious bias, when the ref is dealing with that club. And actually, I read in one of the papers the other day about this, that in a Manchester United game, who of course have always been, there's a lot of rivalry between Man United and Liverpool. They're usually both near the top of the league.
Yeah.
But a couple of instances with Man United games, for example, one where Marcus Rashford scored a goal when there had been a blatant handball by one of his own team. Blatant because the cameras saw it, the crowd saw it, everyone it seems except David Coote, who was refereeing the game. But he let the goal stand. And that was one example. And they gave about 3 examples of things he'd done which may not have been directly at Liverpool, a Liverpool game he was refereeing. I think there was one instance like that there at Liverpool, but another game which again impacted directly on Liverpool by giving a decision in another game. So they think there may be some evidence, if that's the word, maybe circumstantial, that his actions were slightly or more than slightly biased against Liverpool, because clearly he'd had this thing about Klopp, and he said in this interview, which has now come to light, that he hated Klopp ever coming up to talk to him because it invariably involved a lot of bad feeling and so on. So I'd not heard of any fine yet. I don't think they could fine him £1 million. He probably wouldn't have that sort of money, but he is an employee of the Referees Association, and whether that's linked to the FA or not, I don't know. But clearly, I think there's no doubt they'll have to sack him because, this sort of thing doesn't do the referees any good when they're already under all sorts of attacks for, VAR incompetence and general incompetence in some of the games. And we all know it's a very tough game to actually referee. It really is. But I don't think they could possibly keep him. Interestingly, a former referee called Peter Walton, who retired 3 or 4 years ago, he said, "Oh yeah, I knew David." He said he was a very nice chap. He said, and I never knew him as a swearer, certainly of club managers or football. He said, "I wonder if in this interview he was trying to be something he wasn't." Which kind of you think, maybe he was trying to come across as a cool dude. I swear, I F this and see that. I don't know, but that doesn't excuse it, even if that's what he was doing. But this Peter Walton said it's nothing like the David Coote I knew. So I don't know. We don't know, do we, till they've completed their inquiry. But I'd be very surprised if he doesn't lose his job.
Yeah, I would be as well. So we won't have the time to complete it, so we can just come back and do the conclusion, just the conclusion, if that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's less than a minute now, and it'll just go off halfway through the conclusion. So we'll just come back one last.
Just a Femo.
Right. So bruv, do you want to do the conclusion this time?
Yeah, well, we've had hopefully an interesting conversation on a couple of topical subjects like Gary Lineker and David Coote, the referee. It'll be interesting to see the outcome both of those situations. We hope you've enjoyed some of our conversation, or all of it ideally, and we hope you might subscribe to us and join us again when you can. I've been Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
And I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me cuz.
And I've been Femi Madariola, and he calls me Sa Femo.
Right, so it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Yeah.
Sa Femo and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday, so join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.